Hello, and welcome to Developing a Presentation with Microsoft PowerPoint. In this lesson, you will discover all the PowerPoint tools you need to apply visually engaging text editing techniques, lively bullet points, and appealing backgrounds and outlines for text boxes. You will learn how to use the Dictate feature, how to insert online videos, create screen recordings, and how to make the most of your presentation by accessing the Design Ideas sidebar. Whether inserting graphics from a file on your computer, stock images, or online images, you will explore the various different design options available to enhance your chosen pictures, and how to add and redesign shapes. Creating WordArt and SmartArt can be a lot of fun. You will discover how to convert text and images to SmartArt designs, and how to make a pumpkin spice latte using a SmartArt funnel design. Finally, you will get up to speed with how to animate elements of your PowerPoint presentations. Can you see a certain beverage-related theme emerging for this module? Hopefully you like coffee. Or at least, hopefully you like what PowerPoint's variety of visual and text design features can achieve with a coffee theme. In this lesson, you will discover how to format characters, paragraphs, and text boxes, add graphical elements to a presentation, add SmartArt, edit objects in a presentation, along with formatting, grouping, and arranging objects. And finally, you will explore animating objects in a PowerPoint presentation. So, grab some coffee and let's get started. One of the most common ways of highlighting key points in your PowerPoint presentation is by formatting text to make it stand out. In this lesson, you will explore how to format characters, format paragraphs, and format text boxes. You will also become familiar with how to access some useful tools like the Format Painter, Eyedropper, and Dictate function. A newly opened coffee business called Quick Brew wants Grace at Westcal Publishers to create a nice PowerPoint presentation for a local trade fair. Quick Brew also wants Westcal to redesign their company flyer. Take a look at the previous version of the flyer. If you are struggling to process the text and visuals on this flyer, you are not alone. On the front, there is a barely legible tagline, an obscured logo, and a rectangular-shaped photograph of what appears to be baked goods. The back of the flyer is not much better. The font is jarring, mismatched, and the text is not well formatted. This is a nice photograph, but it would be easy to assume that the business was advertising pastries instead of coffee. Over the course of the next couple of lessons, you'll explore the various options and elements available in PowerPoint that allowed Westcal to take this flyer and turn it into this. Let's begin with formatting text, which is one of the most common ways of making key points in your presentation stand out. Most of your character formatting options can be found on the font group of the Home tab in your PowerPoint file. On the top row, you will find menus to change the font face and size. You can also nudge the font size up or down. The final command in the top row will clear all formatting from text. On the second row, the commands allow you to apply effects to text, such as bold type, italics, an underline, shadow, and strike through. Next, you will find drop-down menus to adjust character spacing, text case, text highlight, and font color. Finally, the option button in this group opens the font dialog box. You will also find some of these formatting commands on the mini toolbar. This font type doesn't really suit the Quick Brew header. Let's change to something that is easier on the eye. Select the text, and now you can change the font type using either the toolbar that comes up to the right of your text, the drop-down on the ribbon, or the font dialog box. Something like the Calibri font would look more elegant here. When you have finished settling your options, click OK to apply your changes, or click Cancel to discard them. Let's create a next line of text underneath the word Quick Brew. This time, let's add a new WordArt graphic. Click Insert, then WordArt, and a new text box will appear. Simply replace the placeholder text with your text. Notice that you can resize, move, and rotate WordArt like other objects. You can also customize it using normal formatting commands. To format existing text as WordArt, begin by selecting the target text. Then click the Shape Format tab and choose a style from the WordArt Styles gallery. You can try out different shape fills, WordArt styles, text fills, text outlines, and text effects. The Option button in the WordArt Styles group will open the Format Shapes task pane. The Text Options section of this task pane provides advanced formatting options for WordArt. There is a second slide here that lists some of QuickBrew's services. Again, the font does not look very good. Let's change the font type to align with that of the header text. The Format Painter allows you to copy formatting from one object and apply it to another object. To start, select the text or object with the formatting that you want to copy. In this case, selecting any letter or word will work fine for applying the formatting to another piece of text, though you can also select the entire set of words if you wish. Next, select the Format Painter icon on the Home tab or on the mini toolbar. Now, select the object that you want to apply the formatting to. When you release your cursor, the formatting will be applied. Now that you're familiar with applying WordArt in PowerPoint, let's progress to converting text to SmartArt. SmartArt is Microsoft's intelligent way of creating diagrams. To convert existing text to SmartArt, select it and select the Home tab. Then convert to SmartArt. There are so many layouts here to choose from, including vertical and horizontal bulleted lists, curved, table, and picture lists. Once you have selected a graphic, the text will be converted. Grace in WestCal thought that a continuous picture list or a vertical picture list might be suitable, as she can input some nice graphics in line with the text. Here's a sneak preview of her proposed slides for the list, but you'll discover much more about using SmartArt to achieve these effects in PowerPoint in an upcoming lesson. The final character formatting option that we are going to explore is the ability to globally replace fonts. To begin, click Home, Replace, and then Replace Fonts. The Replace Font dialog box will open. Here we can choose the font that we want to replace and what we want to replace it with. Click Replace and PowerPoint will complete the replacement. Would you like to learn how to take a break from typing while PowerPoint's Dictate feature does the work? Next time, you'll discover how to do this and much more about the many formatting options available in PowerPoint. In addition to character formatting options, there are numerous formatting options that you can apply to paragraph text. WestCal are checking out this coffee bean bullet format for their QuickBrew presentation. To add bullets to a list, select a text box or portion of text. Then to apply the default bullets, click the Bullets button on the Home tab. To choose a different type of bullet, click the drop-down arrow next to the Bullets button and then choose the desired style. To create a custom style, click the Bullets and Numbering command in this menu. The Bullets and Numbering dialog box will open to the Bulleted tab. There are so many options to change the format and style of your bullets here. You can change the size, the color. You can even change the bullet to a picture. Why not try a coffee bean bullet? Let's use the Icons option to try that out. If you like, you can even change the bullet format to that of a particular type of symbol. Switch to the Numbered tab if you would like to change to a bulleted list. Here, you have the option of a range of numbered styles. In the Paragraph group of the Home tab, you can change the alignment of the text. Simply select the target text or click inside a text box. Then choose one of the alignment commands on the Home tab or the mini toolbar. Each button is a preview of the type of alignment. From left to right, you can choose left, center, or right alignment. Justified alignment is also available on the Home tab. To change how text is aligned in a text box, click the text box to select it. Then click the Align Text command on the Home tab and choose an alignment. The Format Shape task pane contains many different formatting commands for text boxes as well as shapes. It can be opened using many option buttons and commands. The easiest way to open the pane is to right-click the target object and click Format Shape. The Format Shape task pane will open on the right-hand side of the screen. It is divided into two major sections: Shape Options and Text Options. Click the option that matches the object that you are working with. The Fill section allows you to change the colors and lines around the text box. Let's select a different color as the shape fill here, and change the color of the line around the shape also. With Effects, you can apply shadows, reflections, glows, 3D rotation, and so on. You can also change the size, position, and alignment of the text box here. The Text Options section of the Format Shape pane gives the same options. You have all the same options here as you did for the shape options. Change the text color, text outline, apply a special effects such as reflection, shadow, or 3D rotation. Wouldn't it be fantastic to have a PowerPoint feature that suggests a particular set of graphics and style for your presentation based on the text that you type? The Design Ideas feature offers just that. And with Dictate, you can give your fingers a break from typing by simply speaking the text you wish to appear in your slide directly into the presentation itself. To use this fantastic PowerPoint feature, you must have an internet connection and your device must have a microphone. Let's run through these features and more. With the third icon here in the Text Options pane, the AutoFit feature appears. This feature controls how text is fitted into a text box, shape, or other object. Right now, Do Not AutoFit is selected. If additional text is typed into the box, there will be a kind of spillover. To avoid this, simply select Shrink Text on Overflow. This will ensure that all the text appears in the text box. The more you type, the smaller the text will get. Another option with AutoFit is to select Resize Shape to Fit Text, which will make the shape bigger rather than the text smaller. You can also modify the amount of space between the text and the margins of the text box within the Format Shape task pane. Notice that you can also choose to wrap the text in the shape in this subcategory of the task pane. If you uncheck this option, the text will be allowed to overflow outside of the shape. To change the amount of spacing between lines, select the text box and go to the Home tab. Then select the line spacing option on the paragraph section of the ribbon. For more advanced options, click the Line Spacing Options command in this menu. This will open the paragraph dialog box. Here you can customize the alignment, indentation, and spacing for the selected text, including the spacing before and after the paragraphs. You can also separate text using columns. To do this, first place your cursor in the desired text box. Then click Home, Columns, and choose the number of columns to apply. You can also create custom columns with the More Columns command. To change the direction of text, first select a text box or place your cursor inside it. Then click the Text Direction button on the Home tab and choose a direction. The More Options command will open the text box category of the Text Options section of the Format Shape task pane, which you explored previously. To clear the formatting from text and return it to its default state, click the Clear Formatting button on the Home tab. Sometimes you may feel like taking a little break from typing. PowerPoint's Dictate function allows you to use speech-to-text to create content for slides and slide notes without manually typing. Place the cursor at the point where you would like to add text, then select the Dictate button, which is on the right-hand side of the Home tab. Once the Dictate icon, which is shaped like a little microphone, switches into the red-coloured recording icon, you can start speaking. Here it goes, from the best coffee company in town. In this case, simply change the capital F to lowercase once you have finished speaking. But if you would like to insert punctuation, you simply say the type of punctuation you wish to use explicitly. For example, say the words comma or period. Dictate also supports different languages. To select the language you wish to use, click the Dictate drop-down menu and select the language you wish to use to compose. The Design Ideas pane will open on the right-hand side of the document. Browse through the suggestions and double-click one of the layouts to select it. The selected layout will be applied to the slide. If you cannot find a design you like, scroll down to the bottom and select See More Design Ideas. The Design Ideas pane will expand and suggest more layout designs. Finally, let's take a look at PowerPoint's ruler function, which can help you line up objects and organize slides. Go to the View tab on your ribbon and check the box beside the word ruler. You will then see rulers on the top and left-hand sides of the slide window. Markers and shaded areas will show where the selected object is positioned. Now that you can format paragraph text in PowerPoint, next you will discover how to format text boxes as shapes. The final element in formatting text is modifying its containing text box. Changing this shape's fill, adding effects and applying a different format can bring your PowerPoint content to life. For example, you can create fun sketched effects around your text boxes, or maybe a dashed effect like this. PowerPoint comes with a number of pre-formatted styles that you can apply to text boxes and shapes. You can do this from the Home tab, under Quick Styles here towards the right-hand side. Or you can also find this gallery on the Shape Format tab. You can use the Shape Fill, Shape Outline and Shape Effects menus on either tab to change those individual aspects of the text box or shape. First, let's look at the Shape Fill command. You can click the button directly to fill the shape with the colour shown, or you can click the drop-down arrow to choose a new colour. More fill colours will bring up this dialog box, which allows you to adjust the shade of the colour or customize the colour to a different tone. Next on this drop-down menu is the eyedropper feature. On selection, a small box will appear, along with an icon of a dropper. By moving your mouse around the slide, you can choose a particular colour as the shape fill for your text box. Let's move to the coffee cup and apply a shade of brown that appears on the top of the liquid. This menu also allows you to apply a picture as a fill for your shape. Let's look up some online pictures of coffee and see how that looks as a background. Interesting. Not very suitable for this particular text, however. The next menu is Shape Outline. Just like the Shape Fill menu, you can click the button directly to outline the shape with the colour shown. Or you can click the drop-down arrow to choose a new colour and to set the style of the outline. You can customize the colour of the line around your text box, apply an eyedropper colour and change the weight of the line around the box. There are some fun line effects here too, such as a sketched line format or a dashed line effect. It's quick and easy to change the shape of your text box too. Simply select Edit Shape on the Shape Format tab and try out a few different options for your text box. In the Shape Effects menu, you can choose a preset effect or various types of effects, including shadows, reflections, glows, soft edges, bevels, and 3D rotations. If you have a preferred text box design, you can set a text box as the default, so that the future text boxes will be created with those settings. To do this, right-click the text box with the desired settings and click Set as Default Shape. The command will immediately be performed with no further actions needed. You can only use the Set as Default command for a text box that you have created yourself using the Insert ribbon. When you choose a new slide from PowerPoint's list, such as this title and subtitle slide, the layout already contains text boxes. These are known as placeholders. Because these are an integral part of the layout and added by PowerPoint, you won't be given the Save as Default option for these particular text boxes when you make the changes to them. In this lesson, you have learned about 3 types of text formatting: character, paragraph, and text box. You should now be able to create appealing, complex text designs to enhance any presentation. Graphics will form a key part of any presentation that you create. You might use images from your computer, pictures from the internet, or even screenshots and screen recordings. You can also create photo albums and diagrams with just a few clicks. In this lesson, you will explore how to insert shapes, insert images, and insert WordArt. You will also discover how to take screenshots, create screen recordings, and convert images to a SmartArt diagram. To insert a picture from a file on your computer, go to the Insert tab, select Pictures, then choose Insert Picture from this device. Grace has a couple of coffee-related images saved in her Pictures folder. She can select more than one photo by holding down the Control button and clicking each image. The pictures will then be added to the slide and the Picture Format tab will be displayed. The Design Ideas sidebar displays also. If this sidebar does not display automatically, go to the Home tab on your ribbon and select the Design Ideas button over to the right-hand side. You can resize an image by choosing one of the design ideas, which will format and resize your images automatically. For now, let's resize an image manually. Click and drag its resizing handles, just as you would to resize a text box. Now move these images around within the slide. Grace is taking a look at how some of the PowerPoint design idea slides might look with her images. PowerPoint also gives you the option to insert images from stock or online sources. Return to the Insert tab. Let's try a stock image first. Enter the search term and simply click Insert. The Design Ideas sidebar will automatically reformat its suggestions with the addition of a new image. Let's try an online image this time. The Bing browser window will display, and you can enter your search term in this field. To avoid any copyright issues, it's best if you ensure that this Creative Commons box is ticked. This means that you are free to use any of the images that are returned on your search, as they are in what is known as the public domain. Once the results have been returned, you can click any image to select it and click Insert to add it to your presentation. Once again, the design ideas have reformatted to incorporate an additional image. Now, let's discuss a little troubleshooting tip for image distortion. As you can see here, if the picture of the white coffee cups is resized at this level, it appears stretched and distorted. Let's use this image of the filter handle to demonstrate how to maintain the correct proportions. Simply press and hold Shift while you drag the corner sizing handle, and this will ensure that the image does not get distorted. Let's bring this one back to the front. To keep the center in the same place, press and hold Ctrl while you drag the sizing handle. And again, let's bring this one back to the front. No distortion or stretching this time. Grace at Westcal is thinking about adding a video on how to make coffee to her quick brew presentation. Let's run through the steps she needs to take. If you would like to insert an online video, simply go to the Insert tab. Then select Video, which is on the right-hand side. On choosing Online Video, this pane will display. It asks you to enter the address, also known as the URL, of the video you would like to insert. A variety of video platforms are aligned with this PowerPoint feature. To avoid any copyright issues, it is best if you review the terms of use and privacy policy of a video provider before inserting it in a presentation. You simply paste the address of your video, and you will then see a preview of this video within the pane. On clicking Insert, the video, along with the play button, will appear in the PowerPoint slide. The Video Format tab displays also. This tab gives a wide variety of style, display and effect options for your inserted video. You can move or position your video by clicking and dragging it also. With PowerPoint's photo album feature, you can add multiple pictures to a presentation file. This feature is designed to help you organize a series of photos for a presentation that will contain a lot of images. You can also use the photo album feature to edit and redesign multiple photos to fit with a particular theme of a presentation, or perhaps to develop as a business flyer. When you create a photo album, PowerPoint will place it in a new presentation, with each photo on its own slide. To start, click Insert, then Photo Album, and New Photo Album. The Photo Album dialog box will open. Select File Disk to choose your photos. The Insert New Pictures dialog box will open. Using the controls in the dialog box, browse to the folder containing your pictures. Hold the Control key and select each picture that you want to use. Finally, click Insert. You will then return to the Photo Album dialog box, where you simply select Create. A new presentation opens. Because Grace is the creator of this album, her name will appear in the title slide. Return to the photo album icon on your ribbon, and you can access a wide variety of editing options by selecting Edit Photo Album in the drop-down menu. For example, to remove a photo, simply tick the checkbox beside that image in the editing box and click Remove. Back in the dialog box, you can shift the positions of the different photos by selecting the image, then clicking on the up or down arrows. If you do not wish the Design Ideas sidebar to continue appearing while you edit your presentation, simply click on Stop Suggesting Ideas until I restart PowerPoint. Other editing options available to you include rotating the photo, increasing and decreasing the contrast, changing the number of photos that appear on the one slide, and choosing a frame shape for photos. You can also choose a theme for your album within the Edit Photo Album box. Select Theme, and a pane displaying Microsoft Windows colors, fonts, effects and themes will appear. Grace is going to try out the organic theme. You can also add text boxes and captions within the Edit Photo Album box. Sometimes you may find a particular screen within a document or a browser window that would look good in your PowerPoint presentation. Or you may find a set of steps within a screen that you would like to add to your presentation as a recording. To create these elements, you simply add a screenshot or a screen recording to your presentation. To start, go to the slide on which you want to place the screenshot. Then click Insert Screenshot. Here you will see many panes of the application windows that are currently open. Click directly on one of these if you wish to create a screenshot from an application window, or create a screen clipping as Grace is going to do here. If you choose screen clipping, the PowerPoint file minimizes and the screen automatically displays the last window you had open. Another way of accessing different windows open on your device is to press the Alt and Tab buttons on your keyboard. Grace's last window was a Bing browser, so she simply selects screen clipping to display this window. PowerPoint minimizes and the displayed window appears opaque. A cross marker also appears. Click and drag this marker, and when you release the cursor, your selected screenshot will appear in PowerPoint as a picture. Once again, the Picture Format tab appears, and this provides all the commands you need for editing your screenshots. You can also add screen recordings to your presentation. To start, select the slide on which you want the recording to appear. Then, click Insert and Screen Recording. A mini command pane comes up at the top of the screen. Using the commands on this pane, you can record your screen, pause or stop the recording, select an area to screen record, use a microphone to record audio, and record the actions of your cursor. When you are ready, click Record on the screen recording toolbar. To stop the recording, you can use the Windows commands displayed in your countdown pane here, or you can simply press the Stop button on the command pane at the top of the screen. And there we go. The screen recording now appears in your selected slide, along with the video format and playback tabs, which provide a range of video editing features for your recordings. A quick and easy way to create well-formatted and engaging visuals from individual images is to convert pictures to a diagram using the Picture Layout feature on your ribbon. Essentially, this feature converts your images into SmartArt. With the pictures you would like to convert selected, go to the Picture Layout drop-down on your Picture Format tab. Hover over any of the options in this drop-down to get a preview of the diagram's layout. Maybe a captioned picture diagram would look good with these 3 images. Once you select an option, the SmartArt Design and Format tabs will appear. From here, you can apply finer details and effects to your new diagram. Ever felt like striking your presentation with lightning, or maybe adding speech bubbles, stars or banners? Next up, you'll explore the different types of shapes you can insert to your PowerPoint files. Shapes are geometric objects that can be used for many purposes. In this session, you will learn the basics of inserting shapes into a PowerPoint slide. To insert a shape, navigate to the slide on which you want the shape to appear. Then click the Insert tab and Shapes. You have a variety of shapes to choose from here, including lines, rectangles, basic shapes such as triangles, ovals, crosses and cubes, block arrows, equation shapes, which are useful for presentations involving math, flowchart shapes, stars and banners for fun effects in a presentation, and finally callouts, which are useful if you are creating speech bubbles alongside an illustration or photo. Let's try a lightning shape. Simply click to insert, then drag your cursor in the area that you would like the shape to be inserted. Release the cursor and the shape appears, along with the Shape Format tab. On this tab, you have a variety of options to format and apply effects to your shape. You could choose a theme style or change the shape color by using the menu by the Shape Fill feature. You can change the color of the shape outline and make it more pronounced by changing the weight of the line around the shape. Other effects include applying a shadow, reflection or glow to your shape. You could try a 3D rotation, and maybe a beveled effect would look good on this shape also. You can adjust the size of your shape by clicking and dragging on the markers surrounding it, or you can use the size function to the right-hand side of the ribbon to adjust up or down. To customize the exact form that a particular shape takes, select Edit Shape within the Shape Format tab and click Edit Points. You will see red lines and small black squares around the shape. Click the aspect of the shape that you want to modify. This will display a bar that you can click and drag. These bars operate in a 3-dimensional axis, giving you almost endless shape customization options. Let's go back to the original shape by simply clicking the Undo button at the top of the ribbon. If you do not see the shape that you want to insert, you can also create custom shapes by merging multiple shapes together. First, add the shapes you would like to merge by using the Insert Shapes option. Let's add a rectangle first, and now an oval. Let's change the color of the oval so that the merging of the shapes is more clear. For now, you can move each shape around as it is distinct from the other. To begin, select each shape that you would like to merge by clicking the first shape, then using the Shift command to select the next shape. Once you have selected more than one shape, the Merge Shapes option becomes available on the ribbon. There are a few different ways to merge shapes. The Union option combines entire shapes to make a single unified shape. Combine merges shapes while keeping non-overlapping areas and removing overlapping areas. Fragment separates each overlapping area of the shape and turns them into smaller individual shapes. Intersect keeps only the shape area where all shapes overlap. And finally, Subtract removes the first shape from the second shape. Now that you can format and merge shapes in PowerPoint, next up you'll discover how to add engaging WordArt to your presentations. WordArt is a particular type of decorative text in a PowerPoint presentation. It can be created with an accompanying shape or in a text box by itself. You can see a WordArt effect in the curved shape and colours of the header text on this slide. Grace is going to add some WordArt above this image of a coffee cup. She goes to the Insert tab on her ribbon and selects WordArt. There are a variety of styles available in the drop-down, which you can restyle and reformat at a later point if you like. A placeholder text box for your WordArt will appear. Click into the text box to move it to a different position on your slide, and then simply replace this placeholder text with your own content. She right-clicks on the word Quick Brew just to indicate to the program that this is not a misspelling. Next, Grace is going to change the text fill color. She highlights the text, and on the Shape Format tab, she can choose which color she thinks will look good over this picture of a coffee cup. Looks like she's going with a shade of green to tie in with the color of the cup. You can also change the color of the text outline. Grace is choosing a golden brown color, similar to the coffee. She also changes the weight of the text outline so that the color becomes more prominent. With WordArt, you have the same text effect options as you do with images and shapes. Grace is also going to add some different effects to the WordArt. She tries a beveled effect and a 3D rotation. When text within a shape is selected, you also have the option of this fun transform effect. You can follow a path or maybe choose a wrapped circle effect. Grace has gone for an inflation effect, which creates this nice curved shape to the WordArt. In this lesson, you have learned about inserting images, shapes, WordArt, screenshots, and more. In your next lesson, you will discover more about SmartArt. See you then. Traditionally, graphical representations of data or textual information have been difficult to create. The SmartArt feature has been included to facilitate this process, and it gives you a wide range of options to create unique graphics. PowerPoint features a powerful graphic creation tool called SmartArt. This tool will help you create graphical representations of text or data and add them into your presentation. Typically, SmartArt is used to show hierarchical or relationship information, such as an organizational chart. In this lesson, you will discover how to create SmartArt, modify your SmartArt creations, and change the look and feel of SmartArt graphics. In an earlier lesson, you followed Grace from Westcal as she converted a text box to a continuous picture list using the Convert to SmartArt feature on the ribbon. This time, let's run through how to create a SmartArt graphic using the Insert tab. To add SmartArt to a slide, simply click Insert, then SmartArt. The Choose a SmartArt graphic dialog box lets you browse through all of the many SmartArt graphic options that are available to you. These graphics are organized into several different categories, including lists, processes, cycles, hierarchies, which are excellent for creating organizational charts, pyramids, and more. Clicking a category in the list on the left will display its contents in the center pane of the dialog box. Once a SmartArt option is chosen, the center of the dialog box will display a preview of it on the right-hand side. It also provides you with a brief description of what that particular style of graphic is best used for. This description also tells you how much text the diagram will hold. For example, if it says works best with level 1 text only, then the shapes in the diagram are really suitable for only a couple of words. If the description says suitable for level 1 and 2, then it will hold more text. The SmartArt that Grace would like to create would be best displayed in a list-style graphic. Grace is going to go for a graphic called Vertical Picture Accent List. Once you choose a graphic and click OK, it will appear on the current slide and the SmartArt Design tab will open on your Microsoft PowerPoint ribbon. There are two ways to add text to your graphic. First, you can simply click into the shape and type your text here. Note that as you add text, PowerPoint will automatically adjust the text size to accommodate the shape in which it is placed. The second way to add text is to open the text pane. Go to the left-hand side of the ribbon and simply type your text into this pane as it displays alongside your graphic. There are a variety of editing options available on the SmartArt tab. You can change the position of the shapes from right to left, and you can move the shapes up or down. Grace had her list items in the incorrect sequence, so by selecting the up and down options, she can realign her list without needing to retype text. You have a range of style and formatting options on the SmartArt tab, including changing the shape's colours using this drop-down menu. Grace has decided to change the colour of the shape and the direction of the shapes in this instance. She's also going to quickly apply a beveled effect by choosing from the SmartArt style menu on the tab. Next, she is going to add a couple more shapes so that she can include the rest of the text on her list. Click into a shape in your SmartArt graphic and select either Add Shape After or Add Shape Before from the drop-down menu. Again, the size of the shapes and text will reduce as you add more content. Since Grace chose a Picture SmartArt list, she must now select images from her computer, from Microsoft stock images or from online sources. She can also choose to use Microsoft icons in this type of SmartArt graphic. Grace is going to try out a stock image first, so she enters her search term and then browses through the images available. Next up, you'll see SmartArt being used to demonstrate how to make a pumpkin spice latte. One of Quick Brew's most popular products is the pumpkin spice latte. Grace is using a SmartArt funnel graphic slide for the Quick Brew presentation. In this lesson, you'll go through the steps she took to create this graphic. Return to the Insert tab and select the SmartArt icon. You can then scroll through the variety of options within each SmartArt graphic type. Grace is going to choose a funnel plot here, which is on the process list of SmartArt graphics. Sometimes it's worthwhile to check the description of the graphic, which appears in the pane on the right of the dialog box. In the case of the funnel graphic, only up to 4 lines of text can be added, so it may be useful to be aware of this before choosing the funnel for a particular context. On selecting OK, the funnel plot will appear at a default size on your slide. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 fields for text available, as the description indicated. You can add text directly into the shape, or you can go to the text pane on your SmartArt Design tab and edit the text in the shapes from here. As you are aware from a previous lesson, the size of the text will reduce depending on how much you type. Since the ingredients fuse and filter to create a single product, the pumpkin spice latte, Grace will type this text at the bottom of the funnel underneath the arrow. Remember that you can move shapes up in your graphic using the feature on the SmartArt Design tab. Now this blue colour isn't particularly fitting for a graphic about pumpkin spice coffee, so Grace is going to change the accent on the Styles menu here. She's also trying out a 3D and bevel style effect. Now this drop-down menu will allow you to change the style of the graphic as a whole, but if you would like to change the colour and style of an individual shape, just go to the Format tab on your ribbon. Click into the shape you would like to restyle and then select a different colour from the Shape Fill menu. She's changing the coffee shape to a dark brown colour. Looks like the pumpkin puree shape is a good colour as it appears already. Because the funnel shape is to the forefront of the SmartArt graphic, to amend shapes behind it, Grace must click into the larger funnel shape and briefly move it to one side. She can now access the cinnamon shape and is changing the fill to a more golden brown colour. And now she can move the funnel shape back into place again by simply dragging the shape until it lines up. Next, Grace is going to change the colour of the funnel itself. Again, simply access the Shape Fill drop-down on your ribbon and choose a colour. Now, Grace is missing an ingredient from this funnel shape recipe. Can you guess what it is? She needs to change the look and feel of this graphic in order to add the ingredient. Let's go back to see how an extra shape can be added to a SmartArt graphic. Grace wants to add a new shape, but these options are greyed out on the SmartArt Design tab. The reason for this is that the funnel will only allow for 4 fields of text in total. However, there are other options to add text and shapes in this scenario. Go to the Convert icon on the right-hand side of the SmartArt Design tab, and you have the option of either converting your graphic to text or converting it to shapes. Selecting Convert to Text will create a text box format for any of the text in your SmartArt graphic. If Grace chooses this option, she loses the nice visual elements of her funnel design. She's going to undo that conversion and try copying and pasting a shape inside the funnel plot instead. No, that doesn't work either. The text pane displays and tells her that she cannot add a new shape like this in the funnel graphic. There is another option though, converting the SmartArt to shapes. If you choose this option, your SmartArt Design tab disappears, and the Shape Format tab takes its place. This is because your graphic is now a group of shapes rather than a singular piece of SmartArt. From here, Grace can copy and paste a shape easily, and then move this new shape around by clicking into the shape and dragging it. She also edits the text within this new shape. Ah, of course, milk was the missing ingredient. Did you guess correctly? She can change the fill of her new shape, and there we go. A modified SmartArt funnel graphic recipe for pumpkin spice latte. Now that you are aware of the many different ways you can customize SmartArt, WordArt, and other shapes in PowerPoint, in the next lesson you will explore more about how to format pictures. PowerPoint offers some fantastic graphical tools that enable you to create visually engaging and lively presentation content. On this slide, it appears as though the coffee is flowing and steam is rising up. However, this effect is simply a series of PowerPoint animations added together using cropped versions of the same image. This lesson will demonstrate how to achieve effects like this in your own presentations, along with exploring some other neat elements for modifying pictures and objects. In this lesson, you will explore how to edit objects, format objects, group objects, arrange objects, and finally, how to create animations. Sometimes, an object may carry a background area that you would like to delete. For example, this red and grey area towards the back right side of the image doesn't look good with the coffee pods in the foreground. Or maybe you would like to change the colour of a stock image. When you add any type of picture to your presentation, the Picture Format tab appears. Broadly speaking, this tab has the same type of options as the Shape Format tab. There are a few extra effects that can be applied to pictures. Let's run through these as Westcal are formatting the Quick Brew presentation. Start by selecting Remove Background on the left-hand side of the tab, which is an option that allows you to reformat the background of the selected image. On clicking this option, the background area to be removed appears in pink, and the Background Removal tab opens. From here, you can accept the changes that appear in the pink background field by selecting Keep Changes. In the case of this picture, a piece of the background is retained, so you would return to the Remove Background tab, select Mark Areas to Remove, then use your cursor as you would a drawing tool and simply draw around the area that you would like to remove. Select Keep Changes again, and that part of the background you circled has now disappeared. Let's undo that action so that you can view how other picture tools interact with this image of coffee pods. Also, on this area of the ribbon, you have the Corrections feature, which allows you to sharpen, soften, brighten, and provide more contrast to the selected picture. A preview appears as you hover over your various options. You can also change the color of your image in this area of the Picture Format tab, and you can apply some fun artistic effects such as pixelated or mosaic bubble background. You can also make a particular color in the image transparent. Selecting the Picture Options command at the bottom of any of this ribbon's drop-down menus will open the Format Picture task pane over here to the right. Here you can gain finer control of the picture corrections, colour and transparency options. Along with editing the colours and effects of your objects, you can choose to crop objects so that only a certain portion of the image appears in your slide. Or perhaps you would like to crop an image to a particular shape. With PowerPoint's crop feature, these actions are quick and easy to achieve. To control the display of the objects on your slide, you can use the Selection pane. This feature is on the Home tab of your PowerPoint presentation under the Select drop-down. Choose Selection pane from this list. This pane comes up to the right and it allows you to see the different objects on your slide in list form. Clicking the eyeball icon will make objects disappear, and simply click the icon again if you want to display the object again. Let's leave only one picture on the slide for now and resize this so that the cropping feature will be more clear. To crop an image, go to the Picture Format tab and select the Crop button on the right side. Your regular cropping feature is here at the top, and underneath this you have the option to crop an image to a particular shape. Let's try a hexagon crop here. Click Undo on that action. Now let's try the regular cropping feature. When you select this option, black handles will appear around the edge of the picture. This particular image had been cropped previously, so you actually have the option to expand the image back to its original form with the cropping feature also. Click on the handles and drag the cross markers in or out depending on how you want the image to appear. Then click on the Crop button again. The aspect ratio of the image is the ratio of its width to its height, so you can change this ratio using the Crop drop-down menu here. The Fill command fills the entire shape with the picture. Some outer edges of the picture may be cropped away. There won't be any empty space at the margins of the shape. And finally, the Fit option makes the entire picture fit within the shape while maintaining the picture's original aspect ratio. There may be empty space at the margins of the shape when you select this option. Next up, you'll explore more editing and formatting features that are available in your PowerPoint presentation. The Picture Format tab and its corresponding Format Picture pane provides a variety of features that allow for fine control of object parameters such as height and width. Another option on this Picture Format ribbon that you may find useful on occasion is called Compress Pictures. Sometimes the size of picture files can be quite large, and it is better for everyone's email inbox memory if files are compressed. The first checkbox indicates that these options will apply only to this picture. Uncheck it if you want these settings to apply to all photos in the presentation. The second option allows PowerPoint to delete cropped areas of pictures. Then you have options to set the resolution of the presentation's images in pixels per inch. Normally, you will not need to change these settings, but they can be useful if you need to reduce a presentation's file size to email it or send it to a printer. Once you have set your options, click OK to apply them or click Cancel to discard them. Underneath the Compress option, you have the Change Picture drop-down menu. You can swap out your existing file with a picture saved to your computer, change to a picture from stock images, from online sources, from icons, or from your clipboard. The Reset Picture option simply resets your image back to its original format if you have made any changes. For example, if the color of the background was changed to orange, you would simply select Reset Picture to change it back again. Note that there are two options under this Reset Picture drop-down. The second option is called Reset Picture and Size. Choosing this option will reverse any sizing and cropping changes that you have made to that particular image. You can apply a great variety of frames to the selected image from this drop-down menu in the middle of the Picture Format tab. Let's try a rectangle. You can then change the color of the picture frame or maybe apply a particular effect to make the frame stand out. To rotate a picture, simply click into the marker that appears on the top of the image and drag its position in a circular motion. To resize, you can either hover at the edge of the picture until the black cross marker appears. Then drag this marker inward or outward to resize. Or you can use the height and width options on the right side of the ribbon. You can reposition the images by simply clicking and dragging them with your mouse. Or you can change the size and position by right-clicking on the image, then selecting this option from the drop-down menu that appears. This will once again open your Format Picture pane to the right of the slide, and you can adjust your image size and position from here. Now that you are aware of how to edit and format different objects, next you'll explore grouping and arranging objects within your PowerPoint slides. Once you have arranged shapes and images in your preferred configuration, it is a good idea to group them. This will lock them together in their current configuration. Of course, you can always ungroup them if you want to modify them later. On the Picture Format tab, press and hold down the Control button to select each image that you would like to group. There are markers around all three images here, which indicates that they are successfully selected. Then navigate to the Group drop-down on your Picture Format ribbon and simply select Group. One larger marker appears outside the boundaries of the three images, which means that all three have now been grouped together into one image. You can then move this single image around the slide. Another way to access the grouping option is to right-click and hover on the group option in this drop-down menu. Since these images are already grouped, the only option available right now is to ungroup. Selecting this provides the option to edit each image separately once again. Selecting the group option on your ribbon or your right-click drop-down gives the regroup option this time. And there we go. The margins of the box indicate that all three images are now successfully regrouped. Now that you can group objects, next you'll take a look at how to align objects in your presentation. Along with grouping, you may wish to align and rearrange objects in your presentation. Microsoft PowerPoint provides a set of commands to help you arrange objects in various different configurations. Additionally, you can use the guides and grid lines features to help you position objects on a slide. Sometimes you might end up with a stack of images and you would like to change the order in which they appear in the stack or are visible on the slide. In that case, you can use the Bring Forwards and Send Backwards options on your PowerPoint ribbon. Select an image and the Picture Format tab appears. Next, go to the Bring Forward or Send Backwards commands. Let's send this green coffee cup backwards, since it is already at the front. Now, the middle image in the stack of three appears at the front. However, the selected picture is still that of the green coffee cup. So, if Bring Forward is clicked again, this picture will come back to the front. Let's try the picture at the very back of the stack. If we simply click on Bring Forward once, PowerPoint will move this image one position up in the stack, which is the middle position in this stack of three. To get the filter handle to appear right at the front, click Bring to Front on this drop-down. Now let's send it back again. You can also change how your images display by selecting the Align drop-down on the Picture Format tab. This menu gives a variety of alignment options. You can realign each image in the stack one image at a time. Or you can select all images and realign them at once, which is the action performed here by aligning all three to the middle of the slide. Simply click anywhere outside of the images to deselect all three. Another alignment option is called Align to Slide. This option only works on an individual image or a grouped set of images. In the case of the filter handle, selecting Align Top will align this to the top of the slide. Another way to align your shapes is to click into the View tab on your ribbon and tick the boxes that say Grid Lines and Guides. To customize these elements, click the Option button in the Show Group of the View tab. The Grid and Guides dialog box will open. This dialog box allows you to customize the grid guide settings and snap settings, which automatically aligns objects when they are within a certain range of slide alignment points. You can also set these options as the default for all future presentations. The guides are useful if you would like a quick and easy way to identify if your pictures are aligned well on the slide. These dotted lines and red arrows appear when the different images are at an equal distance from either the slide margins, the center of the slide, and from each other. Next up is one of the more fun features in your PowerPoint files, the Animations tab, where you can make your content bounce, swivel, pulse, spin, shrink, grow, and much more. One of the most visually engaging ways to modify objects in your presentations is to apply animated effects. Take this series of stickmen for example. They appear to be running. In fact, the effect is achieved by simply applying the animated effects appear and disappear to a series of stickmen at different angles. Let's run through the steps you can take to achieve this effect while Grace at Westcal adds animated elements to her SmartArt list of Quick Brew services. Click on the Animations tab, then on the object that you wish to animate, and choose from a wide variety of fun animations from the menu on the ribbon. You can try a wipe animation, a shape effect, a wheel, or random bars. There is a drop-down menu to the right of these animation effects, which gives you the option to change the direction of the animations and to sequence the effects one by one. Let's try that one by one option on this SmartArt list. Now, the random bars effect will appear in this one by one sequence. Maybe a fade effect would look well for this list. The header, "What does Quick Brew offer?" does not yet have any animation effects applied. You can add an animation from the ribbon, and this drop-down will appear. From here, you can layer animations on the same graphic or piece of text. In other words, you can choose more than one animation type for a single element. In contrast, choosing an animation from the gallery on the ribbon does not allow you to layer elements. Selecting an animation from the gallery will replace whichever animation you had chosen initially. There are so many entertaining options for animated entrances, emphasis, exits, and more. Let's apply a zoom entrance on the header text. Now try a spin effect, grow and shrink. And finally, a color pulse. Click on the Animation Pane button on your ribbon to get a clear view of your effect sequences and timings. Expand the drop-down here to see all animated objects on this slide. Now you can change the timing of the individual objects. For example, you might want the photo circle to come in after the text bar instead of at the same time as the text. You can change the duration of the effect also, which will mean that the effect happens either over a longer or shorter period of time. Adding a delays means that there will be a gap between the timing of the individual objects. As you make these adjustments, the shapes in the animation pane automatically move towards either the left or right, which indicates that your timing changes have been applied. Select the Play From button from the top of the pane to see your adjusted effects in action. For the first two items in the list, the photo appears first, followed by a delay, and then the text bar appears. Since no adjustments were made to the list items lower down, these will still carry the default animation times. The Quick Brew header is animated once all the items have been listed. Let's change the sequence so that the header is animated right at the beginning of the slide's animation instead. Simply click on the text in the animation pane, then select Move Earlier on the ribbon. Now the header animation will appear from the start. In an upcoming module, you will learn much more about how to customize animations within PowerPoint. Over the course of these lessons, you have discovered a multitude of ways to enhance your PowerPoint content presentations using such features as text editing and formatting, adding graphical elements, creating SmartArt, and animating objects. Let's recap on what you've learned. You've learned to apply text editing techniques so that your text and visual content would appear cohesive and visually appealing. Grace from Westcal demonstrated how to apply engaging bullet points to your text, along with adding appealing backgrounds and outlines to your text boxes. You discovered how to use the Dictate feature, how to insert online videos, create screen recordings, and how to make the most of your presentation by accessing the Design Ideas sidebar. Whether inserting graphics from a file on your computer, stock images, or online images, you explore the various different design options available to enhance your chosen pictures. You explored the photo album feature and learned how to remove a background from an image. A lightning shape struck as you discovered how to insert and merge shapes. Creating WordArt and SmartArt can be a lot of fun. You discovered how to convert text and images to SmartArt designs and how to make a pumpkin spice latte using a SmartArt funnel design. You also discovered how to crop, format, group, and arrange objects. And last but not least, you explored the various animation options available in Microsoft PowerPoint, which allow you to create visually meaningful elements for your presentations. You are already well on your way to creating lively, visually appealing animated content in your own presentations.
Thank you for watching our video. We hope you found it helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. If you know someone who could benefit from this information, please share it with them. We would love to hear your thoughts on this learning course, so please leave a comment below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.